You would not believe the number of times I filmed this video. I literally just went to turn off the camera and realized my mic wasn't on, so nailed it. Hey everyone, it's Hailey, and today I'm going to be talking about the books that I would like to read in August. So I know I say this every month, but honestly, August is going to be a really wild month. It's going to be very, very busy, and I'm going to do my best to read as much as I can, but I don't really know, like reading is probably going to fall on the back burner a little bit. We are going to be moving again into our house at the end of August, so I'm going to need to pack this place up. We didn't unpack everything, but I'm going to have to pack what we did unpack, and obviously like new house stuff also takes a lot of time, and I'm also going back to Ontario for a little bit over a week, so that is going to be busy. In addition to that, I also have a writing deadline at the end of September, so I am trying to like keep everything under control. It's fine, but if reading falls to the wayside a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised, but I am going to try and still read as much as I can because it is something that brings me joy. So before we get into the books, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also click that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. I post new videos 3 times a week, every single week, and I also wanted to take a second to thank the sponsor for today's video, Birch Living. I have been sleeping on my new Birch mattress for about 2.5 or 3 months now, and I have been loving it so much. It's really hard for me to find the right firmness in a mattress because I'm a stomach sleeper, and my boyfriend doesn't sleep on his stomach, so finding that happy medium was always a struggle, but we have finally found it with this mattress, and it is the best. I have been sleeping like a baby, like it's so great, and the pillows, which are made out of plastic bottles, they are also amazing and so comfortable. Like, I'm really, really happy with my mattress. If you guys are unfamiliar with them, Birch is a mattress in a box company. So they deliver the mattress rolled up in a box right to your front door, and it is super easy to set up. You just take it out of the box and it, like, you unroll and it just goes. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I do have footage for you guys to see it. So you take it out and it just expands itself. It is so simple, it pretty much does all the work for you. Birch makes organic, non-toxic mattresses made in America with just 4 materials sourced straight from nature: organic latex, New Zealand wool, American steel springs, and organic cotton. Each Birch mattress comes with 2 pillows, like I mentioned, and they are made out of recycled bottles, which is so awesome. And I love that I can feel good about my mattress, that it is sourced from organic materials right from nature. It just feels really good sleeping on it. If you're a little nervous about getting a mattress without trying it out first, you don't have to worry because there's actually a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. So if after 100 nights you're not satisfied with it, you don't feel like you like it, you can return it. Obviously, I really love my Birch mattress, and I think that you guys would enjoy it too if you tried it out. So I will have a link down below for you guys to check it out, and through that link you can get $200 off of your mattress as well as 2 free pillows. Birch has actually been nice enough to double this offer, so it's now $400 off of your Birch mattress when you use my link down below. So don't forget to check it out, and thank you very much once again to Birch for sponsoring me today. So now let's get into the books. I have a lot of different summary reads here. I've got a couple fantasies, more like nautical, tropical things, but mostly it is contemporary. That's just kind of what I gravitate towards in the summertime, and also just because everything has been really busy, contemporary has been the easiest thing for me to read. You will notice a trend though. Basically, I'm trying to like squeeze in those last few summer reads. So the first book is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. So I had never heard of this book before. I'd never seen it. I've never read anything by the author, but her name seems familiar to me, so I must have seen something. Oh, okay, she wrote those books. Yes, I recognize Fix Her Up, Love Her, Lose Her, and Tools of Engagement. But I saw this on the publisher's Instagram, and I have like never been sold on something from Instagram, like a book, because usually I've heard of them before, but this one I hadn't, and all I saw was that the author said that she was inspired by Schitt's Creek and Alexis Rose specifically, and that is where this book came from, and instantly I went and ordered it. I was like, I need this in my life. If you guys don't know, Schitt's Creek is like my favorite show. I've seen it like 6 times. I keep on rewatching it. It is my comfort show, and I was like, a book based on that just sounds amazing. Alexis is one of my favorite characters. I mean, really, I don't have a favorite character because I love all of them, but I am so excited to read a book inspired by her character. So I think maybe the other character might be inspired by Mutt, because he kind of is giving me a little bit of Mutt vibes, but oh, I'm so excited for this one. If you haven't seen Schitt's Creek, you really should. But this is with Alexis Rose is like basically a socialite, and then she ends up being sent to a small town where she bumps into Brendan, and he is a gruff fisherman, so they're polar opposites. So definitely getting Mutt vibes there, but oh my goodness, I can't wait for this. Next up is The Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Philippe. So I kind of forgot I had this book, and then I saw it on my shelves and I was like, I really should read that, because it is about a Black French Canadian, and he ends up moving to the middle of Texas, and he's kind of nervous about that. So I thought that it seemed like something I would be able to relate to a little bit, with like the fish out of water feeling, where I have not moved from like Quebec, I have moved to Quebec, and definitely am experiencing a culture shock here, which I think this main character is also experiencing. So I think this seems like a really fun and witty read, definitely one I'm very excited for. So I can't wait. I feel like it is like the perfect time for me to read it. Next up is The Summer of Lost Letters by Hannah Reynolds. This seems like a really interesting read because it is about a character who her grandmother has passed away, and she ends up finding these love letters that she didn't know existed. She felt like she knew her grandmother, but now she's kind of questioning things, and things are becoming a little bit mysterious because she knows that her grandmother fled from Europe and the Holocaust during World War II when she was 5, but these love letters are kind of painting a little bit of a different picture. So they go to Nantucket to try and learn more about this family mystery. So I'm getting a little bit of summer here, but also a little bit of history, and that combination is something I love. Next is kind of a little bit of a similar topic, and that is Once Upon a Sunset by Tiff Marcello. So in this case, the character's grandmother has died, and they end up discovering that her grandfather, I believe, her grandfather didn't actually die when they thought he did. So he lived through the war, World War II that is, and they have surviving relatives in the Philippines. So they end up, it's her and her mother, and they go to the Philippines to meet their family and learn more about their culture. So I think that sounds like a beautiful story. This is one I've had for quite a while now, so I really should get to it. I have a lot of books with family history, I don't know why, but the next book is The Last True Poets of the Sea by Julia Drake. So this is set in a coastal town, and it is, the character is sent there. She used to spend her summers there, and there's this shipwreck that they would like pretend explore, but the shipwreck is actually connected to her family. So her great-great-great-grandmother is the only survivor of this shipwreck that sunk off of the coast of Maine. Now the character is actually going to try and find and locate this shipwreck. So really seems like an interesting concept. Not sure what to make of it, but I'm definitely very intrigued. Next up is Where the Rhythm Takes You by Sarah Doss. I have been dying to read this book. Like, I've almost picked it up a couple of times recently, so I feel like this one has a good chance of getting read soon. But it is set at the seaside resort that the character's family has owned. She's grown up there. It is in Tobago, and she has loved it. It's been her paradise until about 2 years ago. Her mother died and her best friend left the island. So now he has returned, and obviously 2 years, a lot of things can change. So I'm really interested to see what is going to happen there. Next up, I have a couple of Mermaidy books. So the first one is Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. I believe I mentioned this one on my summer TBR, but it is an Ursula sort of focused story. It is a Little Mermaid retelling, but focusing more on the origin, I believe, of Ursula. And I think that seems very intriguing. I've heard some great things about it, and I did actually pick it up one day, but then I ended up putting it down in favor of something else. I'm not exactly sure what, but I think this is like probably the fantasy that I will go for because it seems like an easier fantasy for whatever reason. And the other mermaid book I have is Part of Your World by Liz Braswell. So this is actually like a Disney Little Mermaid retelling, and it is focusing on what if Ariel had never defeated Ursula. I've had this for such a long time, and I've been saving it for the Twisted Tales readathon I want to do at some point in my lifetime, which probably after I move this final time, I will do it for you guys. It's just been, life has been really crazy. I apologize, but I have so many of them now that even having read this one separately, I still will have plenty for the readathon. So I figured that maybe during the summertime, I'll finally pick this one up. Actually, this next one is also a Mermaidy book, but that is A Chorus Rises by Bethany C. Morrow. This is set in the same world as A Song Below Water, so it is a companion to that. But in this case, we are following the social media influencer that you see in the first book, because the two girls in the first book really like following her. She reveals herself as a siren, and that is like a bad thing in their world. They experience a lot of prejudice. So really interested to hear more about her story from her perspective. Next is a book that I feel like will be really good for kind of like that late summer going into fall read, and that is The Ones We Were Meant to Find by Joanne He. I am not sure what to make of this one, but I'm definitely very intrigued. So the main character wakes up on this island, and the only thing that she has with her on this island is a shack and then the AI that she built to keep her company. And she also has this memory of having a sister that she has to try and find. So I have no clue what to make of that. It seems very mysterious and interesting, so I guess we'll see. Next is Fable by Adrienne Young. This is another abandoned island story. I don't know why there's such a theme here, but this is about a character who, her father is a trader, like T-R-A-D-E-R, not T-R-A-I-T-O-R, but she has always wanted to take after him. She has wanted to become a trader herself, but he ends up actually abandoning her on this island where she has to fight to survive. So obviously there's gonna be some drama there. She wants revenge, and I don't blame her. Next is We Can't Keep Meeting Like This by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Rachel Lynn Solomon is the author of Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, which I read earlier this year, and I really liked that one. So I've been excited to read this one ever since. I did actually mean to read this last weekend because I had a wedding that I went to, but it's fine. I feel like weddings and summer go hand in hand no matter what. So this is about two characters who keep on meeting at weddings over the course of the summer. The one is the daughter of the wedding planner, and then the other is the son of the caterers. So they keep on running into each other, and this is just about the summer and how they interact as they keep meeting each other. So seems really good. I am so excited. I really like this cover. I think this is going to be a fun one. Next is Crown of Coral and Pearl by Mara Rutherford. I can't even remember what this book is about, to be honest, but I was like, coral, pearl, that makes me think of like sea, ocean, tropical, and then summer. So that is my logic here. I know it doesn't really make sense, but it's been a while since I've read like a high fantasy, and I feel like one like this might be something that I like. Let's see what it's about though, because I literally just picked it up before. So for generation, the princes of Alara have married the most beautiful maidens from the ocean village of Verania. But though every girl longs to be chosen as the next princess, the cost of becoming royalty is higher than any of them could ever imagine. I am intrigued. I might pick this one up soon. I don't know, that just seems very interesting. Oh, we have a map. Yes, it does seem like a sea ocean town, so that sounds cool. Next is The Unlikelies by Carrie Firestone. I definitely mentioned this one in my summer TBR. I might actually read this by the time you see this video, although it's July 28th right now, so we shall see. But this has popsicles and ice cream on the cover, which is literally the like thing that makes me think of summer. But it does also say on the top, in a summer where nothing was supposed to happen, everything did. So the main character, she ends up like saving, I think it's saving a baby, and then she joins this group of Good Samaritans that just go around anonymously helping people. So I really don't know what to make of that, but I guess we'll see. And the final book that I have on my August TBR here is Rise to the Sun by Leah Johnson. So Leah Johnson is the author of You Should See Me in a Crown, and this book is set over the course of 3 days at a music festival, and it follows these two girls. Each of them are trying to get something different out of the festival, but they end up actually having to team up together. So I'm hoping that this will have more romance in here, because the first romance that she wrote was so adorable. But either way, I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, so those are all the books that I'm hoping to read in August. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much once again to Birch for sponsoring me. Don't forget to check them out in the link down below, and I will see you guys in a new video soon. Bye!